Hello everyone. So now we are on to the lecture number 8, question number 11. Now this is a question similar to what we have done in the last lecture. Okay, lecture 7, question number 10. So if anyone has not seen lecture 7, question number 10, you don't watch this video. First you watch lecture 7, question 10 because detailed explanation is given in question 10, lecture 7. In this lecture, it is a repractice of similar question. So, I will not be explaining very much in detail like I did in lecture 7. It's a repractice. If you have already attended lecture 7, question 10 and done the homework also on that day, then you won't face any problem in understanding this question, question 11. Okay, so I repeat, if anyone has not seen lecture 7, question 10, first you watch that entirely. A detailed explanation of this type of question is given, and this is a repeated practice of similar question. Let's go ahead with it. Manjira Inn. Manjira Inn. Maybe it must be Maharaja Inn. Anyway, what's there in the name? Shakespeare said. So let's go ahead with the same name. Manjira Inn has 50 bedrooms facility with a maximum occupancy of 400 sleeper nights per week. Now this is what I said in detail. I already explained in the last lecture how 400 is possible from 50 bedrooms, so that I am not explaining in detail again. But in simple, when they say 400 sleeper nights per week, it means the hotel has capacity to accommodate 400 persons in 1 week. Okay, the hotel has a capacity to accommodate 400 persons in 1 week. That is, 400 people can stay in the hotel in 1 week maximum capacity. Average occupancy is 60% throughout the year. Now, some days rooms are sold, some days they are not sold. So on an average, 400 60%. On an average, 400 60%. You can say 240 rooms get sold out every week throughout the year on an average. It means 240 people stay in the hotel every week throughout the year on an average. I repeat, 240 people stay in the hotel every week throughout the year on an average. So whatever money we have to recover from how many people, whatever cost we incur, we have to recover it from only 240 people. The average food cost per person per week, I repeat, per week is breakfast 100, lunch 300, dinner 300, 100 plus 300, 400 plus 300, 700 is the food cost, but per week. If you remember, in the last question we had food cost per day. In the last question we had food cost per day. Question 10. Now it is given per week. So let us find out per day. 700 divided by 7 days. Per day it will be 100 only. Now why do we require the cost per day? Which I will explain again in question 11 also later on. But at the end what we do is, by dividing by the number of sleeper nights, we get the cost per person per day only. So in that we have to add food cost, which is per person per day. Okay, we cannot take food cost per person per week, because when we divided by, in the previous question, 294, and here when we would divide it at the end by 240, then what we will be getting is food cost per person per day, because 240 is automatically including 7 days of week also. Okay, 240 people stay every week means you are dividing by 240, so you are dividing by 7 days of week also indirectly. Therefore, you directly get cost per person per day, so you have to add food cost per person per day and not per week. In every question, keep this in mind. Direct wages per week are as under. So direct wages are given to you. Housekeeping 8940, restaurant or kitchen 10,400, general service 4,320. So direct wages, and there are 3 departments, same like last question: housekeeping department, restaurant and general service. Direct expenses per annum are rupees 1,04,000 for housekeeping and 91,520 for the kitchen. So direct expenses again per annum. In 1 year there are, per annum means per year. In 1 year there are 52 weeks. So all the other costs are given per week. And I told you earlier that if you are given the sleeper nights per week, then we will be making the cost sheet for 1 week only. Okay, this I made you write it in the last lecture also, that cost sheet will be made for the time period based on occupancy. So in this question also occupancy is given for 1 week. Therefore, we will be making the cost sheet for 1 week only. So we have to find all the costs per week. This will be divided by 52 to get cost per week. Same way, housekeeping 91,520 will also be divided by 52 to get direct expenses per week. Indirect expenses are rupees 4,68,000, which are to be apportioned on the basis of floor area. Same like last question. Indirect expenses are joint expenses. Indirect expenses are those expenses which are incurred jointly for housekeeping plus restaurant plus general service. So how will you allocate this 4,68,000 to these three departments? On the basis of floor area. The floor area are bedrooms 600, restaurant 200 and service area 100 square meter. So 600, 200 and 100. If you remove the zeros, then you'll get the ratio 6:2:1. Same like last question, the ratio 6/9, 2/9, 1/9 means 4,68,000 into 6/9 of indirect expense will be allocated to housekeeping. 4,68,000 into 2/9 of indirect expenses will be allocated to restaurant, and 4,68,000 into 1/9 expense will be allocated to general service. A net profit of 25% each must be made on the desired takings means sales. So that workings we will make at the end. Suppose takings is 100 minus profit 25, cost 75, and that comparison, when cost is 75, profit is 25. So whatever cost we get, what would be the profit? That workings would be done at the end. This we are practicing since lecture 6. You are required to calculate what inclusive terms per person should be charged per day. Means inclusive term means how much should be charged per person per day, so that we recover housekeeping, restaurant and general service. All the three expenses, all the three departments expenses we are able to recover from our customers. So how much should be charged per person so that all these costs plus our desired profit of 25% is recovered. Show the split between meals and accommodation charges as we did in the last lecture also. Means this inclusive terms, what we find out, we have to find separately how much should be charged for food per person per day and how much should be charged for room per person per day. General service expenses are to be apportioned in the ratio of total of housekeeping and restaurant expenses. This also we had in the last lecture. Finally, we can recover the money from customers only for rooms and food. So general service expenses will also be transferred to housekeeping, that is rooms, and restaurant, that is food. Now general service expenses, how will you transfer to these two departments? In the ratio of total of housekeeping and restaurant expenses. So all of you pause the video and make this format. What format? The Maharaja Inn hotel cost sheet again for 1 week. Why 1 week? Because this sleeper nights 400 are given per week. So we make cost sheet for 1 week. Columns will be particulars, housekeeping, restaurant, general service and total. Pause the video and make these columns, everyone. I hope all are done with the formats. Now, will we start with food cost directly? I explained you in the last lecture. No. I explained the reason also why we cannot directly start with direct material of food cost, because food goes only in restaurant. And because of this last sentence, General service we have to apportion to housekeeping and restaurant in the ratio of total expenses. In this total expenses, we have to take only such expenses which go in housekeeping also and restaurant also. Since food cost goes only in restaurant, we would add it at the end. Initially, we take only those expenses which go in housekeeping as well as restaurant, so that we get this ratio of total expense of housekeeping and restaurant in which general expenses can be transferred. So because of this last sentence, we will not start with food cost. We will add it at the end. We will directly start with, after food cost, what is given to you? Direct wages. We will directly start with that. So all of you write down direct wages. Now, what are direct wages given to you? See here, housekeeping 8940, then restaurant 10,400, and general service 4320. Total of this is not required. Then after direct wages, which are the next expenses? Direct expenses. So then we take direct expenses. Now direct expenses are given per annum, so we discussed we will divide it by 50 to get per week cost. Since we are making the cost sheet for 1 week, we require all the costs for 1 week only. So 1,04,000 divided by 52. What will be the cost per week? 2,000 for housekeeping. And same way, 91,520 divided by 52. So what will be the cost per week? Do it in calculator. 91,520 divided by 52. So that comes to 1760 for restaurant. Okay, direct expenses are only for these two departments, housekeeping and kitchen, because general service does not have any direct expense. They provide service to housekeeping and restaurant, so they don't have any direct expenses. Okay, here also total is not needed. Then we have indirect expenses. They are 4,68,000. Now, since it is coming in continuation of direct expenses which are given per annum, so huge amount of 4,68,000 cannot be per week. This is also supposed to be per annum only. So this also first we will divide by 52 to get per week cost, and then it is to be apportioned on the basis of floor area. So all of you write down indirect expenses, which are 4,68,000. Now since it is per annum, first we divide them by 52. So 4,68,000 divided by 52 comes to 9,000. Okay, 9,000. This 9,000 is the total indirect expense. Now, how will we apportion it? So allocated in the ratio of floor area, that is 600, 200, 100. If you remove the zeros, we got 6:2:1. So allocated in the ratio of 6:2:1. 6/9, 2/9, 1/9 ratio. So 9,000 we have to distribute in 6:2:1 ratio. So 9,000 into 6/9, 6,000. 9,000 into 2/9, 2,000. And 9,000 into 1/9, 1,000. I repeat, 9,000 in the ratio of 6:2:1. So 9,000 into 6/9, 6,000. 9,000 into 2/9, 2,000. And 9,000 into 1/9, 1,000. Now, what is the total cost of all these three departments up till now? 8,000, 10,000, 16,940. Okay, 16,940. Then 10, 11, 13, 14,160. All of you can do it in calculator. 10,400 plus 1760 plus 2,014, 160. 4320 plus 105320. Now what we have to do is, finally we can recover the money only from rooms and food. So general service we have to transfer to these two departments so that we can recover 5320 rupees also from rooms and food. Okay. So this 5320 general service department's expense, how will you transfer to housekeeping and restaurant? Last sentence. General service expenses are to be apportioned in the ratio of total of housekeeping and restaurant. Means in this ratio, 16940 is to 14160. So here we will write general service expenses, that is 5320, allocated to housekeeping and restaurant in what ratio? 16940 is to 14160. Now all of you do 16940 plus 14160. 16940 plus 14160 comes to 31,100. Okay, the total comes to 31,100. 16940 plus 14160. So 5,320. How will you allocate to these two departments? 5320 into 16940 upon 31,100. Do it. 5320 into 16940 divided by 31,100. So you all must get 2898 rupees. Same way, 5320 into 14160 divided by 31,100. You all must get 2422. So here we will add and here we will minus 5320 because these amounts are absorbed by housekeeping and restaurant. So general service amount will become 0 after that. Okay, it is absorbed by housekeeping department and restaurant department. And you can cross check 2898 plus 2422. Does it come to 5320 or not? Yes. I hope everyone is clear with this transfer. Now what will happen? 16940 plus 2898. So that will come to 19838. Okay, 19838 and 14160 plus 2422, that will come to 16582. This is the total cost. Okay, this is the total cost so far of housekeeping department and restaurant department, which has absorbed the amount of general service also. Now we will continue with these two departments only. Now this is the total cost for 1 week, and in 1 week on an average 250 people will come to stay. So what is the cost per person per day we have to recover? So here we will divide it by number of effective sleeper nights. Number of effective sleeper nights per week. Effective means which are really getting sold off. 400s, 60%, 240. Okay, we will divide it by 240 because we can recover the money from only 240 persons, though maximum capacity is 400 persons in 1 week, but only 250 people come and stay in the hotel per week. So we have to recover this cost from 240 people only. So number of effective sleeper nights per week 240. Now if we divide it by 240, then 19838 divided by 240, that comes to 82.66. Okay, 658, so 66. And same way 16582 divided by 240, that comes to 69.09. So this is the total cost per person per day we can charge. Okay, per person per day we can charge for rooms 82.66 and restaurant 69.09. In that now we will add food cost. Okay, now since this is already cost per person per day, we have to add food cost per person per day only. So that's why I said to you this 700 rupees is the cost per week. So 700 divided by 7 days, what is the food cost per person per day? 100 rupees. Okay, you will not charge 700, you will charge 100. That is 700 divided by 7. So for rooms, finally we will charge 82.66, and for food we must charge 169.09. This is the total cost per person per day which hotel is incurring. Okay, per person per day which the hotel is incurring. Now in this we have to add our profit margin. Okay, in this we have to add our profit margin and then recover the money. So in this we have to add net profit and then we will get the total amount of takings. For this we'll make the workings will go reverse. So if we go reverse, then takings plus will become minus profit is equal to total cost. So workings will be done below that. Suppose takings is equal to 100. Okay, suppose takings is equal to 100. Minus, we will go reverse. Profit we want to charge. In this question, we want to charge profit of 25% on takings. So minus profit of 25, cost is 75. Now for housekeeping department, the cost is 82.66. So what profit should we charge? 82.66, okay, into 25 divided by 75. 82.66 into 25 divided by 75. Do that. 82.66 into 25 divided by 75. So we must charge 27.55 of profit for housekeeping, and same way for restaurant department. What profit should we charge? Cost is 169.09. So how much of profit? Again cross multiply 169.09 into 25 divided by 75. Okay, 169.09 into 25 divided by 75. Do it in calculator, everyone. So here you must get 56.36. So here we'll write working note 1. From working note 1 we get the net profit of 27.55 to be taken in case of rooms and 56.36 to be taken in case of food. Now 27.55 plus 82.66. So finally we must charge including profit 110.21 for the rooms and 169.09 plus 56.36. So we must charge 225.45 for food to earn this profit of 25%. Now 225.45 plus 110.21. We must charge total what amount? 335.66. So those people which come to stay in our hotel and they take the lodging and boarding, both the facilities, and they take lodging and boarding, both the facilities, we will charge them rupees 335.66, which will include lodging, that is staying, and boarding as well as food. And those who come only for lodging, staying, they don't pay us for food, we will charge them 110.21. And those who come to our hotel for only food, we will charge them 225.45 rupees per person per day. So split is also shown. All the answers are covered. You are required to calculate what inclusive terms per person should be charged per day. 335.66. Show the split between meals and accommodation. From 335.66, meals is 225.45, accommodation is 110.2. I guess in the last question, if this total is not done, there also you do this total. 74.14 plus 183.83, 74.14 plus 183.38. So in that question also, in the total, all of you show 257.52 must be charged total per person per day. Okay, total per person per day if they come for food as well as accommodation, lodging as well as boarding. And in homework question also, all of you do this. Correction means addition. Total amount should also be okay. So dual practice of this similar kind of question is done. One more question is there in homework. Now all of you must be able to do this. And in the live session on Wednesday, again I'll take similar extra practice question so as to find out whether you really understood this concept or not. But very important from exam point of view. Okay, that will be all in this lecture. Bye everyone. Take care.